Live from Lexington, our home, your news. This is Fox 56 News at 6:30.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Andrea Walker.
And I'm Marvin Bartlett. The charges against a Breathitt County woman accused of killing her son have been upgraded from manslaughter to murder. Her husband is now also charged in connection to the boy's death.
Josh Short was in the courtroom and has more on the death of 10-year-old Jaden Spicer and reaction from other parents.
Felicia Gross appeared briefly in court for a preliminary hearing where she learned a grand jury was upgrading the charges against her. She's now charged with murder, along with falsely reporting an incident, evidence tampering, and abuse of a corpse.
On Tuesday night, I told you that Jaden was now in good hands and that we were going to take care of him. Today is the next phase in that promise. This morning, we convened a grand jury with the foundation of the initial investigative work and the benefit of another week of knowledge and work and evolution.
Gross's son Jaden Spicer was reported missing on August 6th, and a week later found buried in shallow grave about 19 miles from his home. She had admitted to police that she gave the boy sleeping medication and told them where to find the boy. Several community members who are all mothers themselves came to the hearing and plan to see the process through.
I can't imagine, I know if it was my kid, one of my kids missing, I wouldn't be eating, I would be out. Just like those KSP words, blood, sweat, tears, trying to find my kid.
And I would search through hell and back to find my kids if one of them went missing. And I wouldn't eat, and I would do whatever it took. I would be pleading to the world to help me find my kids.
I'm a mother and a grandmother of one, and I would have been out in the hills every day searching for my child or my granddaughter or whatever till they were found one way or the other.
The grand jury also indicted Jaden's stepfather, Joshua Gross, on several charges, including complicity to commit murder.
Even the idea of this event seems unfathomable. But here we are, in this unimaginable place. In Jaden's short life, he got less than he deserved. So we're going to do our best to give him everything we've got and make sure he gets what he deserves in our life.
In Jackson, Josh Short, Fox 56 News.
Funeral arrangements have been announced for 10-year-old Jaden Spicer. According to his obituary, Jaden will be laid to rest next to his recently deceased grandmother in Moland Cemetery in the new community of Breathitt County. Visitation will start at 10 a.m. on Thursday at Breathitt Funeral Home. A funeral will follow at 2 in the afternoon. The Breathitt County jailer has asked law enforcement, fire departments, and first responders to escort the boy's body to the Moland Cemetery with as many blue and red flashing lights as possible.
A Kentucky group is making sure Jaden's name lives on. Aspire Appalachia has launched the Jaden Initiative to bring security and love to children in need. They're creating 25 comfort bags for teens and 25 for younger kids, each filled with essentials and small items of comfort. The goal is to remind these children they're seen, valued, and not alone. To learn more, visit this story on fox56news.com.
Turning to weather, Phase 1 of Lexington's heat plan is in effect through Thursday. The plan offers free Lextran rides to cooling centers, and outreach teams are handing out supplies. Lex End Homelessness has also opened cooling stations across the city.
Some storms could bring relief from the heat.
Meteorologist Justin Esterly has the latest.
Hey, good evening. Yeah, today was hot. Tomorrow is also going to be hot. And then some storm chances are going to start to roll in for us late Tuesday into Wednesday. That's going to try to knock our temperatures down just a little bit. Better relief shows up as we get into next week. Right now, temperatures 88 degrees. With a dew point at 65, we're going to be seeing those feels like temperatures just a few degrees warmer. 88 here, 91 Richmond, 90 in Danville, and a couple of spots out in eastern Kentucky holding a little cooler with their temperatures in the mid to low 80s. It still feels like the upper 80s to near 90 in many locations. Heat index not terrible for us though. Frankfurt feels like 98. It's mostly clear now. We've got a system to our northwest. This is what we'll be watching. That low is going to try to turn into a cold front and swing down for us tomorrow night. And that's what's going to open us up to the opportunity for some of those storms. Mostly clear tonight. Maybe some patchy fog hanging out down around 70 again. You already know the drill with this. Hot again tomorrow as we roll through. And we're going to be seeing the chance for us some of those showers and storms to pop up late. Of course, I'll have more details on where those storms are. And we're going to talk about the opportunity for a big cool down. That's all going to be coming up in the full forecast.
Thank you, Justin. It was a scary situation in Frankfurt Sunday as 2 people were shot on Kentucky State University's campus.
R.J. Johnson spoke with campus police on how they're working to ensure safety for staff and students.
Early Sunday morning, police responded to a shots fired call near Young Hall on Kentucky State University's campus. Witnesses say they heard about 15 to 20 gunshots. Once police arrived, they found 2 people shot, with one of them sustaining serious injuries. KSU Police Chief Rasan Berry says they immediately put the campus on lockdown.
Initially, we heard the gunshots. Our first priority is to make our students safe. Like she said before, we wanted to contain the area, contain the perimeter.
He says they needed to make sure there was no ongoing threat to campus and everyone was accounted for.
My first impression, my first initial was thinking, hey, safety is, all my students in one area where I can make sure that they're safe. And that was my first initial thought was, hey, let's do this lockdown, make sure the RAs, the RDs are working together so we can make sure that our students are safe.
Berry says his department will provide more patrols on and around campus for the next couple of days.
We're going to be working in collaboration with Frankfort Police Department, just doing some things, doing some sweeps around the campus. We're going to be additional personnel checking IDs as we go across the campus, making sure everybody feels safe, and we are accountable for everyone that goes across our campus.
School leaders tell me safety is their top priority, especially as they return back to the classroom.
They're giving us their child, so it's very important for us to keep them safe. I take that personal. Because, like I tell the kids every day, hey, I love you. I want you to have that higher education, to create something better for yourselves.
In Frankfort, RJ Johnson, Fox 56 News.
School leaders say no students or staff were involved in the shooting. If you have any information, you're asked to contact Frankfort Police.
A woman is dead after a mobile home fire in Rockcastle County. It happened this morning on Davis Street, just behind the Ace Hardware in Mount Vernon. Emergency management says the call came in just before 9:30. The coroner identified the victim as 73-year-old Lois Marie Bowman. Her body has been sent to Frankfort for an autopsy. The cause is still under investigation.
A central Kentucky camp is working to recover after a fire tore through one of the most important buildings earlier this month.
As Kylie Hill finds out, instead of slowing down, leaders say the flames have only strengthened their mission.
Church leaders describe the lodge at Aldersgate Camp the heartbeat of their ministry. And although the August 10th fire caused devastating loss, they say their mission remains strong.
I've been there over 60 years, and many memories of the campers and adults and many people that have visited this camp. We're so thankful that no lives were lost on August the 10th.
Julie Hager-Love calls herself a lifelong Aldersgater and says the news of the fire left her in shock.
I was hoping maybe it wouldn't be too bad until I saw the pictures and saw that it was total devastation.
Like Love, many in the community describe Aldersgate as their home.
One of the signs when you drive in says welcome home, and for me that's always been literal, but it also is how many people feel that they can be themselves and they can be at home when they arrive in these haulers.
Even though the fire destroyed the lodge, Aldersgate is still open. Just days later, the camp hosted a retreat.
We did have a retreat of about 38 people that came. They had a great time. We're willing to work with whoever, however, whenever we can make sure that whatever your needs are, we can meet those needs.
Nearly $1 million has already been raised toward a new lodge, with insurance money adding to the total. But camp leaders say immediate needs include a functioning kitchen and summer staff housing.
We're roughly maybe halfway to our goal of $3 million that we want to raise in order to build the new lodge. Every gift that we receive is going to benefit directly to the ministry that we do here.
In Estill County, Kylie Hill, Fox 56 News.
In other news tonight, final sentencing for 2 men in the Crystal Rogers case has been delayed. Brooks Houck and Joseph Lawson will now be in court September 17th. The delay is due to Joseph Lawson's ongoing health issues. Both were found guilty in July. Rogers, a Bardstown mother of 4, vanished in July of 2015. Her body has never been found, but she is presumed dead. Earlier this month, Steve Lawson was sentenced to 17 years for his role in the case.
The Fayette County School Board is meeting right now. This comes after Superintendent Demetrius Liggins sent a letter to staff and families last Friday saying budget and benefits offices will now report directly to him. Liggins added the district is also freezing central office hiring and promising monthly public updates. A long-term work group will start meeting to tackle a $16 million budget shortfall by early next month. We'll have the latest from the meeting coming up tonight at 10.
A $1 million audit of the Kentucky Department of Education is presented to state lawmakers.
We have their reactions as they get a first look at the reports. Stay with us.
You're watching Fox 56 News. Our home, your news.
My opponent is completely disregarding almost half of my arguments which I responded to.
Communities must step up.
Laws
and
alone
protest
cannot
against this
stop a
normalizing.
bullet.
Well, I completely disagree.
Point of inquiry, do you guys even realize that the #1 killer of children and teens are gun injuries?
You're probably starting to realize now, this is not a debate.
There is no adult in this earth that wants children to die.
I worry for my kids.
Achieving my goals as an adult was challenging without a high school diploma. With the help of an adult education center, I finished my high school diploma and it changed my life.
This yearbook is a testament to your accomplishments and how they have impacted all of us.
Getting my high school diploma made me feel like I can do anything. Now I can help the kids in my community achieve their dreams.
When you graduate, they graduate. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you.
There are a lot of temptations facing young people today, like electronic cigarettes and skateboarding. Each vape pod can contain the same amount of nicotine as a pack of cigarettes. This can lead today's youth to a lifelong addiction and severe lung damage. Recall and consider the facts before making a poor decision.
The health class film guy isn't the best person to talk to your kid about vaping.
Got a few minutes?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
Love the hustle, Cliff. Who are you?
Your lungs.
We're quite proud of you.
Even though you quit smoking years ago, you may be at risk for lung cancer.
Okay. Well, with the routine screening, you can detect it early when it's more curable.
Sounds good, guys. Can I get a little space here?
Biologically, no.
Okay.
Listen to your lungs. Get a routine screening that could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Best Reviews is an unbiased team that researches products in real-world situations to give reliable recommendations on just about everything.
Call that a plasma sword?
For the best reviews, go to bestreviews.com. Seriously, before you buy anything, ever.
Adding your own flavor to fashion comes with age.
Okay, Dad, look at you.
Yeah, welcome. Hi.
Forgetting how to add doesn't. Finding it difficult to work with numbers may be a sign of Alzheimer's.
Dad, are you okay?
An early diagnosis can help improve the quality of life for your loved one. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's. Some things come with age, some others don't.
Whether it's our stories, the warmth of our laugh, or our family's secret sauce, we all bring something different to the table. So make some space. The power of connection is waiting right outside your comfort zone. Learn how you can help strengthen your community at belongingbeginswithus.org/teamup.
Thank you for making News Nation America's fastest growing cable network in all of television. Let's get after it. The place where left and right come to be reasonable. News Nation, news for all Americans.
Opportunity for lawmakers to ask questions of their own about the special exam of the Education Department. The 500-plus page report ordered by the General Assembly of 2024 notably found a $250 million lapse in SEEK funding and also says KDE lacks measurable benchmarks for gauging student success. An overriding issue Auditor Allison Ball says comes up several times in the report.
As you're preparing your budgets, those areas that address those specific, the literacy coaches, the math, we've got a lot in there to help inform you on the amount of money that perhaps you want to put into those areas.
It comes as KDE prepares a new strategic plan of its own and the state legislature crafts the next budget. Senate Education Chair Steve West's main takeaway was most financial findings were in the weeds of process issues.
Basically what you're telling us is you didn't find any major glaring discrepancies.
We did not find big ticket glaring problems other than the SEEK funding. We did find areas where there were problems with budgeting. Like we did find I don't mean budgeting as in like money going in the wrong place. I mean the way they track their budgets.
Senator Reggie Thomas arguing the audit's findings on pre-K readiness makes a case for his side's big legislative push.
I think your exact words were, we need to do some work in this area. Mm-hmm. Doesn't your report make the case that Kentucky needs to follow the rest of the country now and adopt some form of universal pre-K?
If we're not doing a good job on that at this point, then we don't want to expand that out to other kids. So step one would be make sure our preschools are performing to the highest level they can be.
The full audit report can be found in this story online. Bodie Brooks, Fox 56 News.
Up after the break, we're talking about a midweek storm opportunity before a much nicer cool down is on the way. Full details ahead.
Looking at the lottery, Tuesday's Mega Millions jackpot is $216 million. And tonight's Powerball jackpot is $605 million.
Tomorrow, watch Fox 56 Morning News, the only news that stays local from 5 to 9.
There I was, 16, divorced, remarried with a baby, another on the way, and I could barely read or write. Getting my high school diploma was a catalyst I needed. Now I have a bachelor's, a master's, and I became a teacher. When I look at all these success stories, I could not help but think it all started by getting my high school diploma.
When you graduate, they graduate. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you.
Thank you for making News Nation America's fastest growing cable network in all of television. Let's get after it. The place where left and right come to be reasonable. News Nation, news for all Americans.
I don't know why you're so sad. You've got a roof over your head.
You gotta stop with that depression stuff.
You alright?
It just feels like it's coming from everywhere.
Do you want to talk about it?
You can talk to me if you're feeling sad.
Whenever you need to talk, I'm here, okay?
Adding your own flavor to fashion comes with age.
Okay, Dad, look at you.
Yeah, welcome. Hi.
Forgetting how to add doesn't. Finding it difficult to work with numbers may be a sign of Alzheimer's.
Dad, are you okay?
An early diagnosis can help improve the quality of life for your loved one. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's. Some things come with age, some others don't.
My opponent is completely disregarding almost half of my arguments which I responded to.
Communities must step up
Laws
and
alone
protest
cannot
against this
stop the
normalizing.
bullying.
Well, I completely disagree.
Point of inquiry, do you guys even realize that the #1 killer of children and teens are gun injuries?
You're probably starting to realize now, this is not a debate.
There is no adult in this earth that wants children to die.
I worry for my kids.
Now, your forecast from Fox 56 News, the weather authority.
All right, hey, welcome back. Welcome back in This Week in Words. It's written right there. That's what I was reading as I was trying to talk to you. Scorching start is where we're going for us. That's going to be today, of course, tomorrow, and then Wednesday as well, even with the midweek storm opportunity. We're really not going to lose much of the heat as we go through this week, but this weekend, there are going to be some changes that bring us to a major cool down. And that question mark is there because it's all about timing on that, but I do think we're going to lose these 90s and get into something much more comfortable by early next week. Today, most of us made it to 90. It was 95 in Somerset. Cool pocket there for us in eastern Kentucky, but nonetheless, this week temperatures will maintain toasty as 93 comes in for your Tuesday afternoon. After we start somewhere in the 70s, most of this week above average. We're starting to lose that now each day. Our running average high temperature, 86, should keep dropping throughout this month. Every day, though, above that, a short dip thanks to the storms coming through Wednesday, Thursday. Then it's back to the 90s to start start the weekend before a bigger change. Look at this 10-degree drop. Monday is going to feel like a whole new season for us once we get through it, because with the drop in temps, we also get a drop in humidity. A step down almost every day. We spike before the storms on Wednesday, and then we go into that muggy category and hold steady before that next cold front comes through, and look at that dip down, way down into the pleasant category. It's going to feel really nice for us. As far as rain chances are concerned through Saturday or Sunday, we've got two different fronts playing the role here. Front 1 coming in sometime late Tuesday through Thursday. Front 2 trying to get started sometime Friday into Saturday and beyond. And those are going to make for a couple opportunities for the showers and storms. You can see it here on satellite and radar, the mess of lows and stationary fronts to the north and the activity ongoing while that thing gets organized. Once it makes its move and drops towards us, that's when we see our first chance of storms. Tuesday night into Wednesday is going to be a level 1 risk here for us in western Kentucky. Just barely clips portions of the Fox 56 viewing area for us on Tuesday for that level 1 opportunity of severe weather. If you watch Futurecast come in here, you'll notice that the opportunity for storms starts up for us later Tuesday night and into the overnight as that storm front comes through. As it does, we're going to see scattered activity and spotty in nature at times into early Wednesday. Then Wednesday night, after that front passes, more return flow brings us some chances for showers and storms, and then part of that front stalls out to bring us the chance for some activity into our Thursday. You see Thursday does look mostly dry, though, for us, so it's just a slim chance on that. On the other side of the weekend, what we're tracking next, and this is kind of going to be the next big thing here soon, is a much cooler air mass coming in. Like I said, Monday, Tuesday next week, much more fall-like, much more September-like for us as we get in the later parts of August here. So the next couple of days get a little active, and then we see things slow down and cool down through the weekend.
Download the Fox 56 Weather Authority app today.
Best Reviews is an unbiased team that researches products in real-world situations to give reliable recommendations on just about everything.
Call that a plasma sword?
For the best reviews, go to bestreviews.com. Seriously, before you buy anything, ever.
I don't know why you're so sad. You've got a roof over your head.
You gotta stop with that depressing stuff. You alright?
It just feels like it's coming from everywhere.
Do you want to talk about it?
You can talk to me if you're feeling sad.
Whenever you need to talk, I'm here, okay?
Thank you for making News Nation America's fastest growing cable network in all of television. Let's get after it. The place where left and right come to be reasonable. News Nation, news for all Americans.
Everyone has a ritual. That small thing we do to keep us focused.
But what do you do to keep your head in the game?
To drown out the self-doubt and support your mental health.
Because being your best isn't just about taking care of your body.
It's about taking care of your mind and mental health. Find the resources you need to keep your mental health a priority.
Love your mind.
I feel sometimes that I'm not listened to. I feel that I'm not getting the attention that I need, and it's a lot built up in my chest. I would just want you to listen to me more often and evaluate situations with me and lead me towards success.
Listening is a form of love. Find ways to support your kids at soundidouttogether.org.
Achieving my goals as an adult was challenging without a high school diploma. With the help of an adult education center, I finished my high school diploma and it changed my life.
This yearbook is a testament to your accomplishments and how they have impacted all of us.
Getting my high school diploma made me feel like I can do anything. Now I can help the kids in my community achieve their dreams.
When you graduate, they graduate. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you.
Now, Fox 56 Sports.
Welcome back. Mark Stoops made the trip down I-64 to speak at this year's annual Greater Louisville UK Alumni Club kickoff luncheon. With the season being just under 2 weeks away, Stoops gave those attending at Churchill Downs an exclusive preview to the upcoming season. A few updates from the luncheon. Stoops did say in an interview that Cutter Boley is still battling Zach Calzada for the QB1 position, saying, in quote, he's making big gains. That's certainly information everyone is keeping their eye on, with the hope that a starter will be announced here soon. Stoops was excited to be out in Louisville and says this luncheon always means football season is here.
Always good to get up here and come to this luncheon. I know when I get to this luncheon, I have about just one more speaking engagement, then it's all football. So we're glad to be here, but we're also anxious to get all this wrapped up and get our preparations going and get playing some games. As we get closer to it, you just want to make sure, big picture, that you've covered all the bases, you know, and then now we're trying to detail things up and get really game ready.
It was media day for Morehead State football as Coach Jason Woodman's team brings a ton of confidence to the new season after winning 7 games a year ago. The Eagles returned 3 all-conference players, including quarterback Carter Cravens, who's thrown for more than 4,000 yards in his college career. MSU is picked 6th in the Pioneer Football League preseason poll, but coaches and players have higher expectations and believe the Eagles can contend for a PFL championship.
I think this team is a very tough team. I think they're mentally tough. I think they're physically tough. I think that we put them in tough situations through practice. They responded really, really well. It's kind of the second time around, so all the newness that was there and all the unknown that was there last year, obviously, you know, we're looking forward to kind of having our second time around with a lot of the teams in our conference.
Morehead State opens the season on Saturday, August 30th at home versus Allen with a 6 p.m. kickoff. The Bengals are set to take on the Washington Commanders tonight at 8 p.m. on ESPN. It's week 2 of the preseason. Cincy is coming off that loss to the Eagles, but will look to bounce back tonight. You can expect to see the starters potentially even more than we did last game. The LSC women released its green home kit last week in that super cool video. Well, it now released a second one showcasing its away kit. This one is a color combo you might not expect. I mean, how fun was that? The color combo, the photo booth. Right? They're called the greens, but they were like, they want to talk about the sunset that you see here in Lexington. Oh, so I'm like, that was pretty cool. Their creative team needs a raise.
Yeah. I know, they're good. Looks like a gender reveal.
I know.
Might be looking to sell some merch.
That's right.
Looks good. Looks good. Well, that does it for us here at 6:30, but the news doesn't end here.
President Trump holds another round of peace talks at the White House, trying to stop the fighting in Ukraine. I'm Caroline Shively in Washington. I'll have that story coming up.
Hurricane Erin regains strength as a Category 4, slamming the Caribbean and now threatening the East Coast. We'll show you where it's headed next. And a look at the sights and sounds from opening weekend of the Kentucky State Fair. All that and more coming up on Fox 56 News at 7.
You're watching Fox 56 News. Our home, your news.
My opponent is completely disregarding almost half of my arguments which I responded to.
Communities must step up.
Laws
and
alone
protest
cannot
against this
stop a bully.
Well, I completely disagree.
Point of inquiry, do you guys even realize that the #1 killer of children and teens are gun injuries?
You're probably starting to realize now, this is not a debate.
There is no adult in this earth that wants children to die.
I worry for my kids.
We said we'd never break the 3-second rule. Never do that. And never become a minivan mom.
Hey, Chris.
As parents, we say never a lot, but never happens. So when you say you'd never leave your child in a hot car, know it can happen. Before you leave the car, always stop, look, lock.
Best Reviews is an unbiased team that researches products in real-world situations to give reliable recommendations on just about everything.
Call that a plasma sword?
For the best reviews, go to bestreviews.com. Seriously, before you buy anything, ever.
Adding your own flavor to fashion comes with age.
Okay, Dad, look at you.
Yeah, welcome. Hi.
Forgetting how to add doesn't. Finding it difficult to work with numbers may be a sign of Alzheimer's.
Dad, are you okay?
An early diagnosis can help improve the quality of life for your loved one. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's. Some things come with age, some others don't.
Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted.
Live from Lexington, our home, your news. This is Fox 56 News at 7.
Thanks so much for staying with us. I'm Andrea Walker. The high-stakes showdown between President Trump and President Zelensky is underway. It's their first meeting since a tense Oval Office face-off back in February. The two hope this round will pave the way for talks with Russian President Vladimir Putin. Fox News correspondent Caroline Shively has tonight's top story at 7.
President Trump makes a big push for peace at a pair of highly anticipated meetings at the White House. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky and other European leaders arriving at the White House for meetings aimed at ending the war in Ukraine, and the stakes couldn't be higher.
The war is going to end. When it ends, I can't tell you, but the war is going to end.
President Trump is trying to get his Ukrainian counterpart to agree to a comprehensive peace plan centered on security guarantees for Ukraine in exchange for the recognition of captured land as Russian territory.
I'm optimistic that collectively we can reach an agreement that would deter any future aggression against Ukraine, and I actually think there won't be.
It's a tough sell. Zelensky points out Ukraine was given similar guarantees when it gave up land in 1994, but Putin attacked anyway.
I think we showed that we are strong people, and we supported the idea of the United States, of personally of President Trump, to stop this war, to make a diplomatic way of finishing this war.
But some European officials have said they see the U.S. offer to back the security guarantees as a game changer. And if they can convince Zelensky to sign on, the next summit could bring all three leaders together.
If this meeting today formulates a counteroffer and a guaranteed security strategy, we go to the trilateral meeting, Putin, Zelensky, and Trump.
The White House is emphasizing everyone will have to give up something in the negotiations, but it's unclear how far each side is willing to go to stop the fighting. In Washington, Caroline Shively, Fox News.
Texas Democrats are back at the Capitol after a 2-week walkout that blocked a Republican vote to redraw congressional districts. Meanwhile, California Democrats say they'll redraw their maps to eliminate any GOP edge. Redistricting in Texas alone could add 5 seats in the House, and Trump is urging other red states to follow suit to keep Republicans in the majority.
We are coming back to fight on our own terms, not on their terms.
Democracy is in peril. If we do this here in California, it's to serve the greater good of democracy in the United States.
Texas House meets again Wednesday, and a new congressional map could be finalized by the end of the week. Well, turning to weather now, it's been a hot one, but storms could bring some relief. Meteorologist Justin Esterly has the latest.
Yeah, something that's been on and off with our forecast here over the last week or so. Heat and then maybe some storms to knock it down a little bit, and then more heat. Well, that's the theme for us again this week. As tonight things are hot and clear. No storms in the forecast until later tomorrow night and through midweek. Of course, more details on that in the full forecast in a bit. Right now, it's still steamy, upper 80s to near 90 for most. Obviously, that is not the temperature in Hazard. They must have a temperature sensor problem. 19 would be crazy for this time of the year. 90 degrees is our heat index. index too. So the humidity not terrible. It's been hot, it's been muggy. You've felt that sweatiness, but it's not doing a whole lot to our temperature index here tonight at least. So we'll hold on to the heat and just a slightly warmer than our air temperature. As far as the surface goes, a whole lot of nothing, some northerly flow. Not much of a cool breeze coming off of that. Winds are pretty light and they'll stay that way overnight. Down towards 70, mostly clear, some patchy fog, and we're right back to it tomorrow with mostly sunny to partly cloudy, temps into the 90s. We're going to talk about how some storms could get in the way late Tuesday though, coming up in the full forecast.
Thank you, Justin. Let's take a look at some of the other stories making headlines tonight. The Nelson County Sheriff's Office has arrested a woman for attempted murder. Deputies say Sarah Shelburne set a home on fire after an argument with her mother. Investigators say she admitted she started the fire to kill her mother and boyfriend. During questioning, authorities say she became belligerent and assaulted a deputy. Shelburne is charged with arson, attempted murder, and assault. She is due in court tomorrow for her arraignment. A teenager faces charges after a weekend crash in Lexington that sent 3 people to the hospital. Police say it started with a non-injury hit and run around 11 Saturday night on Nicholasville Road at Waller Avenue. The suspect vehicle drove off, then crashed again in a 3-car wreck near Canary. 3 people were hurt, including one with life-threatening injuries. Police arrested a 17-year-old who now faces several charges, including DUI and assault. The crash is still under investigation. A suspect is dead after a 2-hour standoff with police in Floyd County. It happened this morning outside the Herald Dollar General on Route 979. Kentucky State Police say 33-year-old Henry Foster of Virginia pulled a gun and threatened to hurt himself. Troopers tried to negotiate, but around 10 a.m. a trooper fired, hitting Foster, who died at the scene. No one else was hurt. This incident is also under investigation. The Laurel County Sheriff's Office has arrested a woman accused of assaulting a deputy. Deputies say they were called to a business on Waterworks Road after reports that Shauna Lemaster was being violent and refused to leave. When officers moved in, they say she was seen hurting herself with tweezers. As deputies took her into custody, she allegedly punched and kicked one of them. Lemaster is now facing charges including assault, terroristic threatening, and resisting arrest. The Ronald McDonald House Charities and Kentucky's Touchstone Energy Cooperatives joined forces to deliver nearly $17,000 worth of donations across the Commonwealth. Leaders say the 2 organizations have been partnering for several years to help families in need, especially during the summertime when they see fewer donations.
We know that during the summer months they don't receive as many donations, so we're always glad to have tons of things to drop off. This year we did gather up about $17,000 worth of items for the 2 houses here in the state.
It's just something that our families need to make things a little bit less hard while they're staying here and their child is receiving medical care here in the Lexington community.
Leaders say this is the most packed their pantry has been in months. They say they have other opportunities to donate items in the future. Tonight's focus on your money. President Trump is moving to crack down on state laws he says are hurting the national economy. Fox Business correspondent Grady Trimble has more.
The Department of Justice and the White House National Economic Council are getting together to look for state-level regulations that they say impact other states' economies. And they're asking the public to weigh in and identify these types of regulations. In announcing this partnership with the NEC, the Justice Department gives an example. Last month, the DOJ sued California, alleging the state imposes costly requirements on the production of eggs and poultry products that raise prices across the country. And back in May, the DOJ also sued New York, Vermont, Michigan, and Hawaii over state climate actions that the department says burdens domestic energy development all across the country. The DOJ says, quote, anecdotal evidence and the experience of countless Americans across the country strongly suggests that state laws and regulations can significantly burden commerce in other states, raising costs unnecessarily and harming markets nationwide. You may remember just days after President Trump's inauguration, he signed an executive order seeking to eliminate regulatory burdens that hamper the U.S. economy. The administration argues those regulations aren't just at the federal level, but at the state level too, and now they're trying to identify them and maybe even eliminate them if they can. In Washington, Grady Trimble, Fox Business.
Could plastic particles inside your house be harmful to your health? I'm Connor Hansen in New York with all those details coming up.
You're watching Fox 56 News. Our home, your news.
Ooh, pretty colors.
Best Reviews is an unbiased team that researches products in real-world situations to give reliable recommendations on just about everything. For the best reviews, go to bestreviews.com. Seriously, before you buy anything, ever.
In tonight's Focus on Your Health, microplastics are turning up in our food, water, and even common household products like laundry and dishwasher pods. Fox News correspondent Connor Hansen shows us where they're hiding and how they could affect your health.
Studies estimate that an average person may ingest up to a credit card's worth of microplastics each week.
People are becoming increasingly concerned about microplastics. 90% of parents say they're extremely worried about microplastics in their homes, according to a recent study by Blue Land, an eco-friendly cleaning products company.
Microplastics are tiny plastic particles that generally come from the breakdown of larger plastic items and single-use plastic. Because they're so small, they're now everywhere. You know, they're in our oceans, they're in our food, they're in our drinking water, they're even in the air that we breathe.
Blue Land's co-founder and CEO, Sarah Paigiu, says some of the biggest concerns come from PVAs, or polyvinyl alcohol, which is the plastic that dissolves in water like the film surrounding most laundry and dishwasher pods, and microplastics that contaminate the air in our house from synthetic fabrics that make up our rugs, curtains, and sheets, even the clothes that we wear.
People also tend to think because we don't see them and the smaller they are, the less damage they can do. And it's actually the opposite. The smaller they are, the harder they are to filter out.
Yu says breathing in and ingesting these tiny plastic particles can have harmful effects.
Microplastics may contribute to heart attacks and stroke, to inflammation, hormone disruption, and potentially even linked to Parkinson's and dementia. Plastic pollution isn't just a faraway environmental issue, it's a human health issue as well.
Yu recommends some simple swaps from plastic that can go a long way, including reusable water bottles, using wood, stainless steel, and silicone when cooking, buying natural fiber clothing like cotton and linen over synthetic materials, and switching to liquid or powdered detergent for your laundry and dishwasher. In New York, Connor Hansen, Fox News.
Coming up after the break, we're talking about some midweek storm chances that are going to hopefully bring us just a little bit of relief from the heat.
Tomorrow, watch Fox 56 Morning News, the only news that stays local from 5 to 9.
Ooh, pretty colors.
Best Reviews has an unbiased team that researches products in real-world situations to give reliable recommendations on just about everything. For the best reviews, go to bestreviews.com. Seriously, before you buy anything, ever.
Hurricane Erin has knocked out power to thousands in Puerto Rico and is now tracking north. Communities up and down the East Coast are bracing for dangerous surf and rip currents. Fox's Eben Brown has more.
Hurricane Erin is once again a powerful Category 4 storm, re-strengthening overnight after pummeling Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands. Wind gusts as high as 130 miles an hour knocked out power to 147,000 people, while heavy rains flooded roads and rerouted cruise ships.
Very limited time that you have, so we're going to try to catch a cab or a taxi and do something.
From there, Erin is tracking north, prompting tropical storm warnings for Turks and Caicos and the southeast Bahamas. The storm is not expected to make landfall in the U.S., but it could stir up dangerous surf and rip currents along the East Coast this week. Dare County, North Carolina officials are declaring an emergency and ordering evacuations for parts of the Outer Banks, with forecasters warning of waves as high as 20 feet.
As these waves come and strike the coast, all that energy is going to break with these big breakers at the coastline, and that's going to increase the rip current risk significantly through the week.
Up and down the East Coast, officials are urging folks to stay out of the ocean when rip current alerts are in effect. Don't swim out, don't swim in. Swim parallel, and that rip will cease to grab on you any longer. Erin is the fifth named storm of the 2025 Atlantic hurricane season, which lasts through November. In Miami, Eben Brown, Fox News.
Now, your forecast from Fox 56 News, the weather authority.
And just to follow up, here's a quick look at Hurricane Erin right now as it spins. This is satellite imagery in infrared. You can see that the eye of that storm is still moving, massive in scale as it works its way, starting to turn to the north. And just another quick note on that, the reason why it's turning to the north is because in the mid to upper levels, massive region of high pressure east of Hurricane Erin, and then another high pressure system that is floating around right over us right now is going to allow that to turn away and and not let it make anywhere close to landfall. So at least that's the good news as we have that steering force above. Now, as we focus on our weather here at home, this week staying toasty for us. We are going to have some storm chances in the mix. They're not going to come from Aaron, though. They're going to be a separate system that rolls through. And you can kind of tell here by the way our temperatures drop off a little bit. 93 tomorrow, which is way above our 86 for an average high this time of the year. Then 90 on Wednesday, best day for some storm opportunities. Once that cold front comes by, Thursday, probably our cooler day of the week, and then we go back towards 90 into the weekend before another cold front brings us a good temperature drop into early parts of next week. Let's go ahead and take a peek now. This is another good sign for some relief in the forecast. We are going to see an increase in humidity for Tuesday, Wednesday, thanks to the chance for some storms popping up. A bit more fuel there, but then we drop into the muggy category for a few days. Once that secondary front comes in, that's when we're really going to start to see the relief come through. I'm telling you, next week is going to be something spectacular for us here as we go through it. Why don't I just show you what that looks like? What we're tracking next is getting rid of that hot air. Again, past the weekend into next week, cooler air is going to drop in for us. We're going to break free from the 90s. We could even be getting some of that fall-like feel as temperatures some of those days are going to be setting up close to 80 degrees, maybe even stuck in the 70s. Now, first, though, we've got to get past front number 1 and front number 2 question mark. That could come in a little bit past Saturday, the front itself, but storm chances are going to be possible as each of these comes through for us. So our setup here at the surface, clear for now, but we've got that low and that stationary front. That's going to organize eventually and swing a cold front through. Once it does, there go your storm chances for us late into Tuesday. And the next big thing dials that up for us perfectly. Watch here as we head into the overnight tonight. Mostly clear to partly cloudy, and all of Tuesday until late evening, we're going to see clear sky. Then we have the cold front dropping in. Here's our first chance at storms on Futurecast, 8 p.m. As we go into the overnight, I think our best rain chances come in overnight into early Wednesday morning. Scattered showers and storms there for you for the first part of the day, and then once that front passes, some wraparound from the low allows more showers and storms to develop Wednesday night. So Wednesday, probably the wettest day, and it starts early in the morning with breaks in the day and more storms late. As that low drops south and the stationary front stalls out, southeastern Kentucky is going to be in line for better chances of storms on Thursday. Can't rule it out for everybody, but at this point, I think most of us are going to stay dry Thursday afternoon, and then Friday they look just spotty again, waiting for that front into the weekend to make things much, much nicer into early next week.
All right, thank you, Justin. As we head to break, Tuesday's Mega Millions jackpot is $216 million. Tonight's Powerball jackpot is $605 million.
Download the Fox 56 Weather Authority app today.
Ooh, pretty colors.
Best Reviews has an unbiased team that researches products in real-world situations to give reliable recommendations on just about everything. For the best reviews, go to bestreviews.com. Seriously, before you buy anything, ever.
News.
In tonight's Talker, the first weekend of the Kentucky State Fair was a big success despite the heat.
It was hot. Samantha Condra shows us how fairgoers made the most of it.
Do you like the fair? Are you having fun?
Yeah. I love it, though. I love it every year. Some people, I'm tired. I'll never get tired of the Kentucky State Fair.
People of all ages enjoyed the state fair in its first weekend. And a big talking point was, of course, the food. A fan favorite.
What's your favorite food?
The jumbo hot dog.
Footlong hot dogs always at the Kentucky State Fair.
Some weren't focused on the food, but came for the thrills. Like the Dragon roller coaster, of course.
Do you like it?
Scary. That was really scary.
Although the food and thrills bring a lot of people to the fair, the animals are always a big hit.
I love the exhibits and the shows. Those animals, they get me every time. Chickies and ducks and the chickens.
Some fellow furry friends even got to take their own peek at the Discovery Farm.
But she's having a heck of a good time. She's kissed them all.
Fair officials say even though temperatures have been high, it hasn't kept crowds from piling in.
Generations of families have been able to come to this event and see that it's not just an outdoor experience, it's one that you can enjoy and be entertained inside.
Generations of families will continue to share memories at the fair as it lasts through Sunday, August 24th.
Oh, that did look like a lot of fun. My dog would be so overstimulated at the fair. Oh, my goodness. Both of them.
Oh, yeah. Bullet would probably try to eat everybody.
He would. He would. All right. We talked about how hot it was this weekend. It really was.
And it's really not going away either.
Right.
We're going to get a little bit of relief, temperature a little bit lower. But as we head into tomorrow, it's going to be our hottest day of the week, most likely 93, the forecast high. A cold front comes in, doesn't really do much to our temperatures, upper 80s still by Thursday, but some scattered storms do get in the mix. My grass is now dirt, so we could use some rain, but by the weekend and early next week, big relief coming our way.
All right, light at the end of the tunnel. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you at 10.